Okay, and then so how can we see what costs that we've had against the campaigns and appeals?
Yeah, that's really good. So within Business Central, we've got things like the actual payables themselves. So you can imagine we've got like your general ledger. We can do analysis views against campaigns, events, funds. And we even have Copilot helping us again from sort of an AI perspective, where we have what's called the payable agent, which Matthew will show you shortly, which again adds a lot of value and makes life easier for you when you're sort of processing these financial transactions.
Great points. So Simon's right. We are going to have purchasing in here, purchase orders, purchase invoices, purchase quotes. But actually, we're on the cusp with AI of having agents delivering key processes for us. And the payables agent in Business Central allows us to do exactly that. It can monitor an email address. And what it can do is when your vendors send their invoices, let's go into one that I've done earlier, it's going to view the invoice that's come in from the vendor, and it's going to take a next step. And its next step is to then create a purchase draft document. It's held the attachment, it's created the lines, it's created the GL counts and everything that's going to be posted to. And then it's going to ensure that everything matches in the system and that everything matches in terms of amounts and VAT. And then it's going to draft a purchase invoice for us. And then it's going to finalize a draft invoice for us. And all of that can be done by the purchase agent with reviews. That's all you need to do as a user, is review what the purchase agent is doing. The purchase agent will do the rest. So it can do all of these steps, from taking that email with the vendor invoice, coding it to the right GL codes, creating purchase draft documents, and then creating finalized draft invoices, purchase invoices in the system. And it's a brilliant piece of functionality from Microsoft to be able to create these agents. Yes. Secondly, it's great having income, especially for things like events. But it's no good if we're spending more money on the events than we're making. So how can we analyze our costs? So I've created a cost analysis in here, and I'm just going to put a date filter in. This year. And we can look at this data year, quarter, month, weekly, daily. And what I'm going to do is I've got my GL accounts by period, but actually what I want to do instead is I want to look at my event costs. So let's show the matrix. So I can see in this period, my events down the side, my costs there, or I could see exactly where our events costs come from. So let's look at our GL accounts down the side, and then let's show that event income across the columns. So then we can see everything in there, yes? And we can also filter by department. So what department in our organization where those costs come from, yes? If we're giving out grants to people or other organizations, how much have we spent on grants this year, or campaigns or events? So all of that sort of cost analysis can be done within the system.
Right, that looks fantastic, and so many time-saving ideas and functionality that you gentlemen have shared. The last question from me, and perhaps the most important, because this is one that will come up in every pre-sales conversation that we have, is what data and reporting can we present back, and what can the board of trustees expect to see from these solutions?
Sure. So Power BI is obviously the best tool that we have in the Microsoft platform, and we have somewhere around 100 reports already built by Microsoft in Power BI. But Simon's going to share the sort of fundraising dashboard that we can expect for the Board of Trustees. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Matthew. So some of you may be familiar with Microsoft Power BI, some of you won't. So it's effectively Microsoft's business intelligence tool, hence the name BI. And it's really about creating powerful reporting, both in terms of visuals, but also what you can do with that report. So those of you who have seen this before, you'll know that you can effectively slice and dice this data. So here, for example, we've got one that we've set up with all of the details of our forecasting. So we can forecast how much we're expected to come in from a corporate perspective, how many gift aid claims we've done per fiscal quarter, donations by campaign, donations by fund, and then you'll see if I hover over these different areas, it then gives me more information about that. You also have the ability to filter the report, so I can filter the report based on, in this case, a specific campaign. If I wanted to filter the entire report based on that, and you'll see it will dynamically slice those reports. If I click on a particular donor, for example, you'll see again, it will filter those reports. We can even pop this out. So for those of you who thought it was a little bit small on my screen there, you'll see I can actually go into these and see those in a bit more detail just by clicking in the drill down. And then we can also navigate straight to Power BI if we wanted to do anything further with that. But where this is really important is you can get these to be created as what's called a paginated report, which is effectively like a static snapshot. So if you've got your board of trustee meeting coming up and you want to make sure that you've just got, you know, what the finance is looking like for, say, this month, this quarter, they can be created on a nice little glossy PDF and then shared with those people as a static copy. But also for users who are in CRM, you have access to these reports. They can see that data live as it comes through. So they can see, you know, how many donations have we had today, this week, this quarter, etc. And then it just is so powerful because you can apply those filters. So you can get to that granular level of detail to see sort of basically where your donations and funding is coming from. But yeah, hopefully that just gives you a little bit of a flavour for what can be sort of presented from a reporting perspective in the fundraising accelerator.
Yeah, that's great, Simon. And I assume I'm right in saying that we can have these sort of dashboards for all of the different parts of the organization, whether that's financial reporting or service delivery. And I know we've recently also done another webinar on data-driven decisions. So yeah, this is just one example, but we can have this kind of reporting across the board, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can use it for any reporting on any aspect of your organization.